Hey everyone, we're live here Friday night again, Friday night live. Thanks everyone for joining us. My name is Phil, Director of Operations for the Philadelphia Area Gaming Expo. And joining me this evening is Jen Cash. Jen, how are you this evening?
I'm wonderful. How are you?
I'm good. I am currently on the road on a little trip. I'm in Pittsburgh right now. With my wife and daughter for just taking in the sights and seeing stuff. But yeah, so thanks for asking. And also joining us this evening is our good friend, our well, I don't know how many. Ron, are you good?
Um, alignment's very tricky. It's based on the person who you're talking to.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, well, yeah, I guess so. Well, yeah, I wasn't asking you how you were doing. You're right. I was asking you how your demeanor would likely translate into something like alignment. So you got the question. So good for you. But
Usually chaotic good.
chaotic.
That's what I was
Okay.
guessing.
Ron, are you somewhere new right now?
I am in the new page office, which I converted an outbuilding on my property into an office specifically for the convention. So we've got all our printers out here, we've got all our merchandise out here, we've got dedicated computers. Jen has her desk, I have my desk, and this is where all the business of Page happens instead of it happening in and amongst our house with our cats and with our living space. So now we've moved it out here, and we've got the heater set up, we've got the ceiling fan on, we've got some lighting going, and network set up. I feel pretty good about where we're at, and hopefully by the end of this weekend, we'll be completely moved in here with everything related to Page.
Wow, you've been busy.
Yes.
Upward and onward, right? Upward and onward. The additional professionalization of the convention continues as now it sounds like we have a dedicated page space on at a what does Jen call the farm? I can't never remember. What is the name of your farm?
Seven Cedars Farm.
Seven Cedars Farm slash page office.
Slash Ron's Game Room slash home of Scoop the Tortoise. Yes.
Yes, correct. There you go. All right. Well, that's good stuff. That's good stuff. All right, folks, we're going to do something different and new this week. We are going to be offering some giveaways. Ron, would you like to tell everyone about how it's going to work?
Sure. What we're going to do is we're going to choose from the people who are subscribed to our YouTube channel, and B, on the line with us tonight, whether that's through YouTube or through Facebook. As long as we identify you're on the line, and we're going to do it at random, and we're going to give away some gift certificates. And I believe one of our guests has some giveaways they're going to want to give away as well.
Yeah. Yes. Do we want to talk about what they are now, or do you want to wait till a little bit later?
Well, we can talk about Frog God Games for sure. Frog God Games has given us two $50 gift certificates for their website. We'll just take your name and your email address, and they'll send you a special code. Jen and Zach have been very gracious in reaching out to us and offering this, and they're tremendous partners of ours, and we think they're the best. So that's one, and then we'll let Chuck Cumbow from Troll Lord Games talk about what Troll Lord's going to be giving away tonight.
Fantastic. All right. Well, that's exciting stuff. So, folks, if you are in the audience, either on Facebook or YouTube, you could potentially walk away this evening with some gift certificates in your pocket for some fantastic publishers that put out some fantastic products. So let that be an incentive for you to stick around and listen to what we have to talk about. All right. Just a real quick reminder, everyone, if you haven't already connected with Paige on our various social media platforms, again, here in the stream, you can see the platforms that we do have a presence on: Facebook, Instagram, Blue Sky, TikTok, Discord, and of course on YouTube, where we have tried to begin to utilize that a little bit more so than before. And I've seen from last week till just right before showtime tonight, we are up about another 25 subscriptions from last week, maybe a couple more than that. Mm-hmm. So we're definitely getting the news out there. Looks like we got our first chat for the night. Mr. Ryan Morgan down in West Virginia. Hello, Ryan. Thanks for joining us this evening. Hope you're doing well. Ryan is one of the folks that helps us out at Paige, especially with the charity auction. So thanks, Ryan, for joining us this evening. Okay, did you want to bring in one of the guests, or did you want to talk about con updates?
No, let's lead in with Chuck Cumbow. We'd like to. Oh wow, Ryan is 30,000 feet above, somewhere over the middle of the country, so he's streaming us while he's on the airplane, which is great.
That is commitment, friends. I mean, he could watch anything he wants from the plane or listen to whatever he's downloaded on his phone, but he is with us here tonight, Friday Night Live, wherever Ryan is. Ryan, hopefully you have safe travels.
All right, but let's bring in Chuck Cumbow from Troll Lord Games to kick us off. I know it's 7:37, and that's 7 minutes past Chuck's normal bedtime, so we want to make sure we're getting him tucked in at a reasonable time. And there he is. There's Chuck.
Oh yes.
How are you, my friend?
I'm good. How are you guys doing?
We're doing great.
You okay?
Good.
Yeah.
So,
Chuck,
right,
I'm good.
Oh, hey, thanks for joining us tonight, Chuck.
Glad you asked me on.
And we're glad you accepted, and we're glad to have you. Could you give everyone a little bit of background as to you work for Troll Lord Games and who you are with Troll Lord, and maybe a little bit about Troll Lord? I know because I want to talk about it, quite honestly. I saw the email today. And I think it's a really exciting thing that you guys are doing there. But before we get to that, let's hear from Chuck what Chuck's all about.
Well, I don't. My title is community director. I mainly handle. Well, I do a lot of things for them. We do. We all kind of share hats around because we're small, right? But my primary focus is outreach, exposure. Deal with conventions, right? I handle our storefronts. I do everything but what I like to do, which is write for us. I've only published like one thing for the company, which is odd. You would think I would have tons of stuff, but there's no time for that, unfortunately. So that's kind of what I do. We've been around for 26 years this year, I guess is our 26th year. We've been in business. CNC's on its 21st year this year, which is pretty awesome. That's our biggest product. Amazing Adventures is actually growing quite fast now, so that's probably our other biggest product line. We got a bunch of stuff. That's the main stuff, that people know us for. That's pretty much the spiel for me as far as what I do for them and everything. We're just a small publisher that's coming up in the world. I guess we're growing a little bit. People are really excited about some of the stuff you mentioned earlier, and I don't know. We're kind of an odd company. We try to we don't really focus on. I think we focus more on gamers, I think, than we do actually, trying to like become some multi-billion-dollar corporation or whatever.
I think we're going to get a rare cameo appearance here from. Okay.
Hey, Chet. Sorry.
Here, come poke your head in here. There's Mrs.
Oh,
Page in the new
hey.
office. So,
Hey, Jen.
Yeah, I'm
I'm
feeding
glad-
him tonight.
Hello.
He might turn his
Well, I
screen
did-
off so he doesn't, chew food.
Well, I was wondering if he had some sort of supervision, Jen. I was really worried about that. So this is good.
yes, I don't know if you can see this or if it's whited out, but she gave me a note that says, turn off your screen while eating these. So that's part of my charm, honey.
Yeah.
No?
It is.
Okay.
That
Yeah.
and well, never mind. We won't talk about airplanes, but anyway, yeah.
But Chuck, Trollord has some big plans for Page this year. You wanna tell us a little bit about those?
Yeah, yeah, for sure. We're very excited about it because last year was amazing. It was absolutely amazing. All I can say about it. It's really, really good experience for the company, good experience for my GMs, good experience for us, me. It was just we walked away with knowing we finally found us a good East Coast home. It's great. So this year we've got a lot more games scheduled. We're working on that right now. George is slaving away at that. We've got a tournament planned. We're gonna do an official Page tournament. We want to do it every year from now on out. Prizes, trophies, all that good stuff. A competitive one for teams, but teams can be just anybody can join. It doesn't have to be. You can form your own team if you want, absolutely, but you don't necessarily have to. We'll probably do 4, 6, maybe 8 tables of 6 teams, or six players per team, according to how it averages out 5 to 6. And it's like a standard tournament. There'll be a criteria that the GM will have to check off. The players won't have a clue about it. It'll be timed. We've been developing. We had our second tournament this year. We ran at Gary Con, and we do a new adventure each year. So basically, the way we're going to do this is we're probably going to use. You guys what we'll do is you guys will have. We're only going to do this, I think, two cons per year. Will be you guys and Gary Con, and we'll have a new one each year, a new adventure, which is going to be really nice. We've got Jeremy Farkas, which is one of our editors, and he works on a lot of stuff internally, going through scrubbing stuff like the OGL out, stuff like that. He writes for us as well, and he's just doing these tournament modules for us, which is really cool, really cool. So we've got that going on. We're going to have a bunch more kids games. Boy, I tell you, I had a bunch last year at Page, and it was something else. I haven't even been able to even tell you guys my experiences with the kids there. It was cool. It's every time I run games for kids, it's always a different experience, but it seems like they're getting a lot more adult no matter how old they are. It's just interesting. They're not really interested much anymore in unless they're super young, right? But usually when they hit around 8 to 10 years of age, they want to pull swords, they want to adventure. They're ready to move on, So and it's funny for me because I'm still trying to try to be easy about things, And I've got a granddaughter, she's 4, and she's the same way. I mean, she comes in here and sets up minis and plays and stuff and everything else now. So I don't know. It's just weird, at my age, I consider them to still be like, oh, let's go hunt down the little pony or whatever. And they want to fight. They want to find treasure. They want to kick the door in, that kind of thing. So I'm looking forward to that, having a lot more kids stuff this year. We're going to try to work on this. I can't promise it, but I'm hoping by the time we get to Page, we'll have a brand new coloring book from us, kids. I want to try to have some of those printed up and brought up to Page to hand out and give out to the kids, that are themed sort of, medieval, fantasy, and sci-fi as well, I think we're working on it. We used to make them a long time ago, but the machine we had is long gone. So we're going to, with this new thing we're getting ready to do, we'll probably buy some new equipment for that as well, because it takes a special paper for coloring paper. What else we got going on? Well, of course, we're going to be doing whatever we can to sponsor the con. We've got a bunch of stuff we'll talk about that next week, Ron. But one of the things I want to do is try to offer something up to everybody that runs games at the con. I don't care what system it is. We want to support the GMs if we can. So we want to give them something that they can use, maybe even give them like a huge discount off our store or something like that. Something to help out, to motivate people to come and run games at Page, because it's extremely important that we have GMs there. I shouldn't say you guys, but it's just important to us to see the con survive and grow, and it's growing like crazy already, right? You guys have done a phenomenal job, but I want to keep seeing it going up there and becoming really one of the biggest gaming cons in the country. That's what I want to see. Great. It's such a good experience.
We really appreciate that. And, Troll Lord's going to have its own dedicated gaming area this year at Page as well.
Yep.
And we do appreciate the partnership with Troll Lord without question.
It's good.
Now I'm going to go ahead and Jen, do you have any questions for Chuck?
Yeah, I was wondering, what's one thing that you wish people knew about Castles and Crusades?
Yes. Just I'll tell you. Here's the secret to Castles and Crusades: is that our mechanics is the siege engine. We run that in all of our games, whether it be Harvesters or Amazing Adventures or whatever. And the best thing about it, I can say, there's two ways I'll look at it. From a GM's perspective, once you wrap your head around the way it works, it's kind of mind blowing. And I say this because I've been with the company 8 years, but I found this out many years ago. The game really is designed to release you from using rules. That's the secret behind it. It's actually built. I like to call it. A lot of people say raw rules as written. I call our stuff rules as guided, because you literally can tear it apart. You can't break the game because it's not designed in any kind of a structured format. It's designed for you to be able to tell a story. It's very player facing. It's designed for the players to be involved as well. And that's probably the biggest thing that I try to push towards people when they're running the games, is to say, hey, listen, there's not going to be a lot of direction in here because it's your table, it's your story, you and your group. You guys are telling this story together. You play it the way you want. That's the rules get in the way a lot of times. That's one of the things I try to teach people about the siege engine. Players the same way. Players like, well, a lot of players come from other games and they're looking, what can I do? Well, what can you do? Ask. I want to try to run up the side of a wall. Okay. The GM will make a decision on if you can or cannot, and you move on. It's as simple as that. You don't have to have a book to tell you how to play the game. Play it.
Right. Just use your.
That's what we did when I was growing up in the 70s. We didn't have no damn books. We were just figuring it all out. We had like 2 books. Our first setting book outside of the Greyhawk Folio, when we moved away from that. Well, actually, we didn't move away from it, but they came out with the Deities and Demigods, and that became our setting book. We used that we just got giant poster board and taped like 5 of them together and built our own world off of it, because we didn't know, we didn't know any of this stuff. It's totally different now for young folk getting into the game, because they've got all this stuff to look at and go, oh, we didn't have any of that, So that's kind of like the spirit of how this game got developed. Was the ideal is you figure it out and enjoy it and have fun with it, and don't try to make it a project. Don't try to make it something that's instructive, But that's my take on both ends of that. I just try to show that to both player and GM, that the power of it is really, it's a framework. It's a framework is what it is. It's not a recipe.
Yeah, it's what you do with
That's
it
right.
that counts.
Absolutely. Hit me with another one, Jen.
All right.
Oh, let's see.
I have a question for you,
Okay,
Chuck.
that's fine. If you're
real
done
quick.
eating, it's fine. Go ahead.
Yeah, I have a question for you. Do you know our next guest, Levi Combs from Planet X
No.
Games?
No. Planet X?
There
Never
he
heard of
is.
it. I don't know. Oh, hey, Levi. How you doing, buddy? Oh, I thought you were kidding.
What's up, man? How are you?
Good to see you, my friend.
Yeah, it's good
Yeah.
to see everybody. How are you?
I'm doing good. I'm off work. Well, sort of. Sort of off work. Goodness.
Fair enough. All right.
All right. So, Levi, welcome to the program. You're a special guest and a vendor with us this year. Is that correct?
Age last year, but unfortunately, I had surgery the year before. I couldn't go to page 1, but
I remember that.
last year was, or I guess earlier this year, technically, was just out of sight. So I really enjoyed it. I'm excited to come back.
Yeah, we're excited to have you.
Well, we're happy. Yeah, we're excited to have you. I mean, do we want to talk a little bit about year one?
Please do, because I wasn't.
About what you battled
Yeah,
back
I wasn't
from?
there. I missed
absolutely.
out.
So Levi, right before page 1, where Levi was a scheduled special guest, you want to tell the audience What happened, Levi?
Oh Lord.
Yeah. So
Oh
yeah, I
yeah.
was just started
Wow.
feeling funny and wasn't feeling great, and yeah, so they just I had the surgery, and it takes a long time to recover from that. For me, it was about 9 months to a year ish to kind of get back to where I was mostly normal. But yeah, I'm out of it now, thankfully, and feeling a ton better. And
I'm
I
glad
will
you're feeling
say
better.
that yeah, I mean, absolutely. Ron, all the way down from Pennsylvania, just to come visit me, and we had a great talk, 3 or 4 hours. It was just really, it was the first time we met, and it was just, I thought it was all. I got to tell him every time I see him. I got to tell him because it was really wind in my sails. Here I was, like kind of in the weeds, and not sure if I was gonna be an RPG designer anymore, and I just had this. I had nobody around me really. On that on that level that was present, and then here comes Ron, and we had this great like 4-hour conversation all about RPGs and cons and games, and it really put a lot of wind in my sails. And I tell him every time I see him, I'm like it was like the best gift anybody could have given me is just by just coming and sitting with me and talking to me. So Ron, right here, buddy.
Yeah, well, we had to make sure you got your special guest shirt and you got your convention booklet and got all that good stuff. And it was a real pleasure to meet you in person down there in deep in Southern Maryland, in the recesses of Southern Maryland, and I got to meet your son and a lot of good stuff.
Yeah, man.
Yeah. Levi, in addition to the RPG work you do through Planet X, I don't think a lot of people know that you actually wrote a Hero Quest supplement box set. You want to tell us a little bit about that?
Oh, Hero Quest. Yeah, it was kind of a in the right place at the right time kind of deal. I knew somebody who was kind of tangentially attached to the folks who were creating the game, and they were looking for a new designer. So he passed some of my stuff off to them, and they liked it enough to where we had a phone call. Yeah, we just hit it off, and man, that was a whole different design muscle to kind of a ton of fun, and it really opened my eyes to like a different way to design things and a different way to not trying to a different way, but a kind of a different facet of game design. That was pretty cool.
We have a lot of good vibes coming here now. You see up on the screen. I played Levi Combs's game at page 2, and it was an amazing game. And I bought his module. He runs a great game. Chuck.
Oh, dude, thanks.
Chuck's thanking all his adoring fans.
Really, I'm just happy that Levi's here, to be honest with
you. And then you've got Troy. You've got Troy Aylman taking shots at
name.
Chuck.
I don't know who that is.
You don't know that name? Okay.
I've got a question for both of you. So, what do you think is your best accomplishment since you've been working at either, Troy Lord or Planet X Games?
Oh, gosh.
Survived. I don't know. I'm still alive. Yeah, you go first, Levi, because anyway, yeah, I'll have to think about it.
I don't know about accomplishment, but I know one of my favorite parts is I love to come to cons and just meet people and play these games that I created, because it's kind of like I mean, it's one thing to play with your home group. They're what's the term here? They're reliable. You're gonna have the your audience when you sit down home group. You know what they like. You know kind of what makes them pop and on. And it's the Wild West sometimes. I mean, I've had a couple sessions at GaryCon that were just like I didn't even. It went so far off the rails. I couldn't even tell you what's happening. You know, and that's just with outside the game. Kind of. Yeah, it's really the getting to meet people and the hang, the stuff that you put so much of your hard work into. You're just showing, and they like they don't. These aren't your friends who are going to kind of pat you on the back and be like Levi, all right. And they go, no, at a con it's do or die, and I really like that aspect of it.
Yeah.
That's awesome. That's one of my favorite parts too. It's like meeting all the publishers and designers and trying the new games, and then you get to meet other people that you've never met before and play with them, and that's just so much fun.
And I'll probably just tag along with what Levi said. I mean, a lot of people don't know this, but I lost my Facebook account 2 weeks ago or a week and a half ago. So it's been a real joke for some of my friends, like sitting in this chat right now. I won't mention, but anyway, so I got a new account, and it's funny because I had like 3,000 friends on there, and I would say 2,500 of them I met through this company in this gaming industry. It's been probably the greatest blessing of all time, meeting everybody, like all you guys. I mean, man, I can go on and on about it.
No, I got to say, Chuck, thanks for letting me know, because I got a friend request earlier this evening, and I wasn't sure because it said it's like, oh, he's got 4 friends. I'm like, wait a minute, this.
Yeah, I know, it's weird. And you know what's funny? About that is I thought I would go through and just add everybody back over time. You're limited to like 6 people for an hour. That's it, right? And I was going to put like troll in my name. That's not an allowed name, but I used another name to try and see if it would work. I won't repeat it on stream, and it went fine, no problem. So I don't know. I think it's all hilarious.
Okay.
Whatever.
Chuck, I'm sorry to tell you that once you started sending me the full frontal nudity photos, I did have to report you.
All right, chat, behave yourself. Oh, that's Tim Decker, actually. I said that. I thought he was aggravating me. Anyway. Yeah, so that's honestly, I can't even begin to ever express my appreciation for meeting all of y'all and meeting everybody in the gaming industry. It's great. Everybody's just good humans, It's good. It's killer. And like
we're all family.
Really. And that's the thing about Page. There's very few cons, and I'm not going to besmirch any cons out there, but typically most cons, a lot of cons I go to are just big halls, people's gaming, which is fine. But then every once in a while you'll come across one that makes it feel like it's a family reunion. That's how Page is. That was our first. We didn't make it the first year, sadly enough, and I'm still getting raked over the coals over that. But then last year we went, and it was like we've been coming for 10 years. That's great. Yeah. Yeah.
I went this past year, and it was wonderful.
We try to treat people the way we would want to be treated. Phil and myself, I mean, we're gamers first and convention organizers second. We both have a long history of going to gaming conventions, and we know what's made us feel welcomed and happy at game conventions. And we've been to game conventions where it's not so much that, right? I mean, so it's why we're not afraid to bring in so many special guests. In fact, sometimes I've received little notes like, you have too many special guests. Like, it doesn't mean anything if you have so many. And you know what? We look at it like sending your kids to a school district. What's the teacher to student ratio? We want the guest to attendee ratio to be a nice ratio, because it's really all about the attendees, and their experience, right? And it's why we have talks with our special guests, especially if it's their first time coming in, where we say, hey, we just ask that you be accessible. Don't go hide somewhere. Don't go hide in the special guest lounge, which, by the way, shout out to Critical Hit Cookies. Critical Hit Cookies is once again sponsoring the special guest lounge this year. So if you didn't, end the DM lounge. So there will be plenty of critical hit cookies in there to keep you all sugared up and running effectively. Getting that blood sugar up around 400 or 500, it'll be great.
All right.
I mean, there was a ton of cookies in there last year. I was like, holy shit,
Yes.
there's a lot of cookies in here.
It was boxes and boxes.
It was crazy because I walked in and I was like, because people were eating them, but there were like that many that looked like they just delivered some. You know what I mean? I was like, God.
Yeah.
Well, we had to hold some back, because if we don't hold some back in reserve, they'll all get eaten.
Oh,
you know what I mean?
Well, I think Chet just discovered it. You weren't going to say anything, I thought, while he was on, but he knows now. So
Hiding it from you all along.
What, Chet didn't know about the cookies? Is that what
Ronan
you're saying?
said I didn't get a cookie.
Ronan's saying he didn't get a cookie either.
You know what? I'm going to bring up a very painful reminder for Ronan from year one. There wasn't a cheesesteak for him either.
What?
Year one, because he arrived late.
I see. Yeah, that's one thing I will say about the cheesesteaks. If you don't get yours when you go through the line, they're going to be gone. I'm going to tell you that right now. They were good.
Yeah, I only got one this year.
Yeah.
Actually, half of one.
Kind of standing around chit and then just 100 cheesesteaks. Like, how awesome is that? When does that ever happen?
No, it was pretty cool.
Well,
ever, man.
I have an interesting year one story, and it's made Lee Hawkridge the stuff of legends. So we have all the staff and volunteers and the guests in eating cheesesteaks, except for there's one person that I'm unable to identify who he is, and he's got 4 cheesesteaks on his plate. So finally, like I look at who he's sitting with, and then I kind of pull that person aside. He's one of our volunteers. And I said, yo, what's the story with this person with the 4 cheesesteaks? Well, isn't he on the staff? I'm like, no, I've never seen this person or talked to this person in my life. He's like, well, I was talking to him out at the bar. He started talking to me. I assumed he was on the staff, so I invited him in. I was like, well, all right. Tell me he's got to help us load out at the end of the convention. And he did. To Lee's credit, he showed up and he helped us load the truck up.
That's awesome.
But he definitely got his money's worth because he ate 4 cheesesteaks when he was there. So
they were really good, though, and I appreciate it. That was really cool. Very cool. Like Levi said, I mean, shit, man. It's awesome. So I had the best time.
You turn the corner and there's a cheesesteak, a guy with cheesesteaks. You're like, when does that ever happen anywhere else? Like, give that to me all day long. That's all I'm saying. That's
we've got former Baltimore Orioles great left-handed starting pitcher Scott McGregor on the line.
There we go.
Hey, I see. Scott McGregor he's saying hi.
And look, Ronan, you know what? I will put you in a room with Lee Hawkridge at page 3, and you two can talk out how he stole your cheesesteak.
Make sure it's filmed. We'll stream it.
Oh my God.
See, there's Jen Glazer. She's my favorite.
You told me I was your favorite.
She's
Liar.
the best.
Oh my God.
People in the world.
Mm-hmm. No, I got a soft spot in my heart for Jen. I have to say this because she has a history of stabbing men. So with knives. So I'm not going to.
I've heard Zach talk about it, but I never really believed him.
She stabbed her husband and drew blood. It's true.
I don't know. She's awful sweet. I can't imagine her doing that. Honestly.
I believe it. She's got that look in her eyes.
I don't know. Women like poison.
Listen. She cut him. She cut a dude. There's no question.
Hey, no, I'm sure he deserved it, right?
Hey, I got a request, Ron,
Yeah.
for merch.
You have a request for merchandise?
Yeah, we've there's been a lot of people emailing me, thousands, wanting page hats. Just throwing that out there.
I know Phil wants a page hat.
Page
I want
hat,
one
yeah,
bad.
right. I want it right here. That's right.
We have our custom dice came in this week. So we're very happy with that.
I like the color
And
scheme. It's pretty.
yeah, no, they turned out very good. They turned out very good. I'm very happy. With them. So, and Tim Decker, I agree. Zach likely deserved it. So,
Deserved it.
Oh, 100%.
so Chuck,
He's lucky he didn't
Yeah.
get stabbed twice.
So Chuck, I mentioned at the beginning of the show that this show we've got some giveaways and some sponsorships from both Troll Lord and Frog God Games. Do you want to talk about what what we're able to give away during the program from Troll Lord?
Sure. I actually have a good, funny little story I'll share with you about it. Because he's, as Levi knows, and a lot of other folks like Jen, everybody in the publishing business, it's kind of funny how things happen sometimes and put you in a mess, so to speak, right? So tonight I'm giving away, I think, a couple $25 gift certificates, and then we're going to give away a set from our new Adventurers Armory that's shipping out to our backers right now, going through fulfillment. The first book was written by Davis, and it's got about 1,100 weapons in it, fully detailed out for CNC for Castle Crusades. And they run the gamut. A lot of heavy historical stuff in there. It's crazy. There's just so many cool weapons in there. It's unbelievable. He went way off the reservation. He's got everything you would imagine, and then that crazy stuff that he's just looked up through history. Davis is an archaeologist by trade originally, so he's got a lot of knowledge anyway. So the book turned out really phenomenal. It's beautiful. And nice big old hardback book, full color. Well, it's not full color. Sorry, there's a weapon. So Peter Bradley drew all those. We have an illustration for every single weapon in the book too. It's pretty nice. And then the second to that is the Monstrous Armory. And Davis wrote it. We wanted to do an armory for creatures, for monsters, enemies, right? Thought that would be kind of cool. And then somewhere along the way, the file got misplaced. It's gone. We were getting ready to send all this off to the printers in like a week and a half, 2 weeks or something like that. And we're talking about like a 150-page book or something, like 200 pages or something. It's a pretty decent size. So we all got together, like 8 of us in the company, and wrote it in like 3 days. It was crazy. It's pretty cool though. I did fire giants. I did frost giants. Got some killer armor. I did minotaurs. Gnome stew is one of the things they can make. It's pretty cool. Anyway, it's a really cool book because it's got all this unusual stuff for the enemies that you're normally going to find. A lot of it's not. I don't think we did any magic items. It's the crazy part of it. I mean, they have a little bit of magical to them, anything, but a lot of it was just based off their culture. What would a fire giant use? What would, like the ogres? I remember the ogres. I came up with this cart because in the way our ogres are written up in the Monsters and Treasure, they're known for, you'll find them on the battlefield scavenging. So I created a cart and for the ogre to push around and gather up bodies to grab all these shit and throw it in there. And of course, it can be used for war as well. Just cool stuff like that. That was a lot of fun. And then the third book is a soft cover book that Steve wrote, and it's called War Mounts. It's nothing but all kinds of crazy mounts that you can use for your characters if you want to. Like there's a dragonfly mount. There's also all kinds of crazy stuff.
Ooh.
Yeah, it's crazy. Really, really great set that we're giving away tonight. It's phenomenal.
So, what's your favorite monster?
Me? Oh, that's easy. That's
Yeah.
easy. That would be Dracolich or a Lich Dragon. That's my favorite, probably my favorite of all time. That's Ed Greenwood's fault because as a young lad, I was very much impressed by the cover of Spellfire and Dracolich on that. It stuck with me forever. So that's probably my absolute favorite. It's not one you can really throw out a lot. You can, but usually you end up wiping out a party unless it's high level. But it's really cool.
Yeah, I'm all about the dragons.
Oh, me too. I love them.
Any kind.
Yeah, absolutely. So that's definitely my favorite for sure. But yeah, so anyway, the set is phenomenal. I'm really happy that we're going to give away a set of that to somebody tonight. And I might even be able to convince Steve and them, at least Steve, to sign it. So I better get it signed for somebody too. Got to do that. So, nice.
Yep. I still have my signed
Do you?
copy.
Has it got a boon in it?
Of,
Has it got a
yeah.
boon in it? Did they write a boon? That's something that we do.
I don't
A
know
lot of
if they
people don't know
did.
that, but me and Stephen Davis, when we sign books, we give boons out. We've been doing it for years. I ran a
Huh.
game a couple years ago at GaryCon. It was 14 players, and 10 players out of that game had boons in their books. It was awful. They wrecked my game like nobody's business. Because Steve has become he's become aggressive about it. Like he'll try to set me up. Like I've ran across one the other day, and it said, okay, this boon's worth a critical hit or something. If you were in Chuck's game, it's worth 2 critical hits. It's like, what is this shit? So he started doing it and didn't even tell me. I started running into it out here in the wild, you know. So that's kind of the thing we do. We'll put boons in the books for players.
So would it be in the front or the back?
It'll be
of
wherever
the
the
book?
signature is, but not maybe just a regular signature. Sometimes they just sign stuff.
Yeah, I don't know.
Just according.
But I still we have.
Well,
it
you come
right here.
find me and I'll give you a boon in there. I'll fix his hide.
All right.
Maybe playing his game sometime. It's a little war thing we got going on between the three of us. So. Anyway.
Cool.
We've got Ed Stark tuning in.
Oh, there's Ed. He's probably waiting on me to get back with him. I feel bad. I got to do that this
Hi,
week.
Ed.
He's in Japan. He's in Japan.
Oh.
So
He can't come find me then. That's good.
Lucky.
Ed.
Real quick, we have a question from the crowd. We have the redheaded artist Chet Mitten. He wants to know what Levi's favorite monster is.
Well, I'm not trying to piggyback, but I love the Lich. Actually, just not the Dracula Lich, but the actual Lich.
No,
but since we
cool.
already kind of went through that, I really like. You remember from the Fiend Folio? Do you remember and I'm not even sure I'm pronouncing it correctly, but the Penangalin or what?
Penangalin. The Penangalin.
Oh, yeah, that's the thing that looks like it's undead, but it's not. If I'm right?
No, they're undead.
Oh, the undead. Okay.
It's a dismembered head that
Yeah.
pulls itself out of the body of a woman, and then seeks other women to do the same thing to. And
Crazy.
I actually have 2 Penangalin miniatures painted.
Oh, that's cool.
It's an actual monster from Filipino myth, if I'm remembering correctly. But they're just such gross monsters. Like it's a real shocker at the table sometimes when the head just kind of pulls itself off this, off the host body and goes around screaming. You can throw all kinds of little tricks and little bits and whatnot into there, but I just think it's a really horrifying visual. And then again, like if you can give it, I don't know, some sort of breath weapon or a gaze attack, or I think it has a gaze attack actually, but
yeah, you don't expect it at all. So.
Yeah, it's just such a weird and utterly horrifying creature. But yeah, if I can't choose the Lich, then I'm going to go with that crazy little weirdo from the Fiend Folio.
Shock monsters are the best, man. And you know what, Levi? Honestly, I'm glad that you're a brother of Level Drain like I am. It's such a wonderful, wonderful mechanic.
Mm.
Hey, quickly here. So, Chuck, how many items do I have to give away tonight? Like, what is how many winners am I selecting? I know I'm selecting 2 for 2 $50 Frog God game gift certificates, but you listed a lot of stuff there. How many winners do you want me to pick?
So do the 225s, and then we'll do a signed set that I'll get Steve to sign to some lucky winner. That's pretty expensive. That'll be a nice little gift for someone,
All right. I'm going to select people at random from our, we're pretty consistent with about 20 people watching at all times. It's floating up and down. Now we're up to 21. But we'll select somebody shortly. Why don't we give away one of the $25 gift certificates now for Troll Lord Games? And let's go with Brian Keena. Brian Keena, we're going to check in with you, and we're going to get you a $25 gift certificate to Troll Lord Games. And then I'm going to give away a $50 gift certificate to for Frog God Games, so generously provided by them. And that is going to go to, I'm randomizing the list here, to Leo Gerald from up in New York. There's no more enthusiastic convention attendee than Leo Gerald. I'll tell you that much. And for those of you who don't know who I'm talking about, that's GI Rod on Facebook. Very enthusiastic. Every convention he goes to, he takes a ton of pictures and, really enjoys talking with the guests and things like that. So that's really, I'm glad we were able to give that to him.
Oh, that's great. Oh, and Ed's asking if you ship to Tokyo. Will you ship him something to Tokyo?
No, I will not.
Sorry, Ed,
Nope.
I tried.
Nope. Ed, Yakult Swallows hat in your bag. Come on. You can do it.
You can do it. Ed gets arrested. Thanks, Ron.
No, it's one of their baseball teams.
Yeah, baseball's big over there. That's for sure. At least it used to be.
It still is. It's
I haven't.
very popular.
Yeah.
So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to give away another $25 Troll Lord gift certificate to Tim Decker.
Oh,
Hey,
yeah,
Tim.
for sure. Here you go, Tim. Congrats.
And then I got to sort through all the other companies that are in here. And the second Frog God Games gift certificate for $50. Oh, what happened? Phil disappeared. Must be that crappy Pittsburgh internet. Is going to go to Jody Vieira in Canada. So he'll get to use all $50 of it on shipping and tariffs. But congratulations to Jody Vieira on that, and we'll wait until a little later in the program, and we'll give away the packages that Troll Lord has that they're going to give away. So,
Hey, can I get in on this sweet giveaway? Can I give away some stuff too?
Sure.
Why not? I'll tell you what. Pick somebody, and I will send them $50 plus worth of Planet X zines, and maybe I might throw a module or something in there too.
Hey,
but
make me Ron.
Yeah, $50 plus.
Oh yeah, I heard about your zine.
Your zine's awesome.
Which one?
The Phylactery, right?
Yes, ma'am.
Can you tell us a little bit about it?
Yeah. So there used to be some supplements by a company called Dragon Tree Press, and it was always they were throwing things into the air to see what would work. It was just always a mixture. It was NPCs, and you have magic items and artifacts and spells, and then there would be like a bunch of monsters, and it was just kind of a hodgepodge of stuff. And I just over a long period of time, I just really grew to love that style. It was just, you never knew what you were going to get on each page. It wasn't that it was disorganized. It just didn't seem like there was a lot connecting a lot of things together. So it was like, all right. So when I went ahead to do my first couple zines, I thought I'm going to go with the Dragon Tree Press model, and I'm just going to throw everything in there, plus the kitchen sink. And people seemed to like it. I loved doing them. They were so much fun to do. And they're still to this day some of the favorite things that I got to do. So each one's 48 pages. It's just jam packed with all kinds of stuff, and I really enjoy them. So and you can bring them right to the table. You can use them at the table. You can just pick a bunch of ideas from them and ditch the rest. They were just fun zines to do. And I'm a big zine culture guy in general, anyways. I love that 70s, early 80s zine culture. So it's kind of a no-brainer on my end.
All right. Well, we'll go ahead and we'll pick somebody here. We have a lot of people to choose from. we're going to choose Mark Gaffney to receive the Planet X Games package that Levi just discovered, or
I got
just
you, Mark.
described.
I got you. I'll put you together a nice package, man.
Okay, we've got a lot of people checking in here. Let's see. What do we have here? Hi, Tim. Zach would like to speak to you. Oh, boy. Apparently, Tim got a little handsy with Jen at the last convention.
Oh my word! I tell you, that guy. What are you gonna do?
All right. So, Phil, you want to take us through
Yes.
some of the additional stuff? We got caught up with all the fun chatting with one another, but you've got
Sure, sure.
Phil. When Phil starts to shake, it's because he actually puts together what the way the show should be organized, and then we just deviate immediately from it and just do whatever. But for Phil's OCD, we're going to let it get back on track here a little bit. But go ahead, Phil.
All right. And again, if you haven't heard me speak at the top of the show here, I'm on some jittery one, so hopefully you can hear me nice and clear here. I think Ron had mentioned earlier on, folks, keep in mind that event submissions are currently open. So if you have an event that you are interested in running, that could be a panel, that could be a contest, something along lots of different event types that we have put on the website there for you to consider submitting to the con. There was no hard date at this point for event submissions. We will let people know when we are intend to shut the door on that. So approving events, I mentioned this last week. So again, please be patient as we go through the approval process. Scheduling will come later. So we got some questions already for some folks that they've gotten their events approved, and then they want to know, okay, now that it's approved, where's it going to be scheduled at? That's a whole nother step. So submit, hopefully approval, then scheduling comes later. So that we have our badge sales are on sale right now. I'm pretty sure I talked to Ron the other day. Sales are sold out. So if you were interested in a gold badge, you're going to have to sort. But in the meantime, you want to grab one of the other badge types, whether it's the 4-day badge or single-day badge if you can't make it for all 4 days. PhillyGamingExpo.com for that. Let's talk about vendors a little bit. Vendor spaces. We've got 9 vendor spaces left. If you remember, we are having 2 distinct areas for vendors, Hall D and Hall E in the convention center. So we've got 4 in Hall D, we've got 5 in Hall E, and they are split up based on vendor type to some degree, like artists or smaller larger vendors to a large degree is how we've got that split up. So if you're interested in becoming a vendor, we will take a look at the application as it comes in. Page Dice, they have arrived. They will be available at the con. I'm unsure if they will be available for pre-order. Ron can let us know when he hops back on, if that's the case. All right, let's talk about some of the new special guests that we announced this past week, because it's a weekly thing that we do, and we want to talk a little bit about some of these new folks that are going to be joining us for page 3. Jen Glazer. Yes, we already talked about Jen. Jen Glazer from Frog God Games will be joining us again as a special guest, just announced. And we love Jen. So she's just such a great person in general. So we're looking forward to seeing Jen again.
Oh,
let's see. James, first time. Oh, yes.
What's wrong?
I think it was lagged up a little bit. I was just going to say, yeah, I know you can buy the dice on the site.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
All right.
You know, Phil, to answer that question, I wanted to save everybody having to watch me wolf down chicken wings. But you want to pre-order the dice.
Mhm.
If you don't pre-order your dice set, you probably will not get one at the convention. So
Okay.
you can do that right on the convention website. And there's 250 dice sets available. They come with both a standard matching D6 and the custom D6. All of the dice match in the entire set, and they're ready to go. And you know, if you're so inclined, you can order it with the custom page dice bag. But I'll tell you one thing: the dice, they well exceeded my expectations. They really did. But pre-order them if you want them. You can get those over at phillygamingexpo.com. And they'll be there for you when you arrive. You know, alternatively, if you see me between now and then, or if you want to pay for shipping, we can ship them out.
There you go. Those are the details with the dice, folks. So only 250 of them available. If you are subscribed to our Facebook page, you can see what they look like. If your color's important, there it is a sort of like a glimmering, shimmering, dark bluish color, I would say, with the page logo on the page logo on it.
Yeah, I can pull them up, Phil.
Yeah. Okay. So Ron will pull those up so you can take a look for those folks that may want to take a closer look. All right. Going back to talking about special guests, we're happy to announce James Lauder will be joining us for the first time. And those of you that know James, he has been involved with the gaming industry for a long time. 5-time Origins Award winner, 2-time Emmy Award winner, novelist, editor, consultant. He has written modules for TSR. Was it Curse of the Azerbans, I believe he wrote. So we're very happy to have James be there at the con for us. And there we have the dice, folks. You can see what the dice look like. They are a combination, it looks like, of a navy shimmering blue with a shimmering darkish green. And you can see on the D6 there, you've got the page logo there for everybody involved. Or, well, the D6 with the dotted D6 versus the numerical D6. So,
And
what is it? Or what's the term for that? Peaked? Is that? What's the word for that?
The pips. Yeah.
Pips. Pips. There you go. I knew it was a P word.
Listen, this is a PG show. Keep it clean.
You walked into that one, Phil.
I'm trying. There's always some silly ass joke that I got to be subject to every stream. So
I understand the trauma you go through.
I know. Right. That's right. Like I said, when I started working with Ron, I had hair below my butt, and it's all falling out now.
Oh, you used to have gray hair. Yeah.
Anyway, let's keep going on here. We are happy to announce Elisa Teague will be joining us for the first time this year, page 3. If you do not know Alyssa, she used to be one of the head game designers at Renegade Games. She's worked on IP such as Vampire the Masquerade, Marvel Multiverse, RPG. And while she was at Renegade, she worked with such IPs like G.I. Joe, Transformers, and Power Rangers. She's been in the gaming industry for close to 2 decades now. And she is a regular DM over at D&D in a Castle over in England. So if anyone ever gets a chance to go over there and play some games over there, Alyssa is usually one of the DMs. Very happy.
My dream
Yes,
vacation.
exactly. Dream vacation for a lot of us. And then finally, we have announced Cassidy Norman. Cassidy Norman is a designer and founder of Incubus, which is a live play group that was on Realm Smith's YouTube channel a little bit ago. And that has turned into a tattooing business for Cassidy. She's moved into that realm as well. So she's got a lot of actual play credits to her name. And we're very, very, very happy to have her join us at Page 3 this year. Ronan says he had long hair once too. So
No picture, no proof.
no picture, no proof. There you go. It's a picture. It didn't happen, right?
Yeah, exactly right. Chuck, are you ready to give away? Which package do you want to give away first, Chuck?
Did we do both the 25s already, or just one?
We did both the 25s already, and those winners need to reach out to us so we can get your information and get you squared away, whether you were a Frog God winner or a Troll Lord winner.
Yeah, and you can just you can get a hold of me. We'll get it worked out. So the next package I had was it's for the Adventurer's Armory, and there's 3 books in that. I can do a set, or I can give them all 3 ways separate, whichever you want to do. They're not required of each other. They're all singular.
It's up to you.
Okay, let's just give away 2 sets. How's that?
Okay, so
That
you're
work?
going to give away 2 sets.
Yep.
All
Let's
right,
do 2
so
sets. Why not?
let's pick
I don't
out
have a
2.
job Monday, but it's fine. No.
We're going to pick out 2 of the people online who've logged in. We're going to give 1 set to Tracy Steele.
Okay.
And then the other set to Elise Paxson.
Great. That's fantastic. Congrats, both of you. It's awesome. It's good.
So,
Tracy Steele, by the way, is the graphic designer that's worked on nearly every book that I've ever written. She's
Really? That is awesome.
She's a fantastic human being and a great person. You couldn't find a better person to give that gift to.
She's a good artist.
And a fellow Arkansas.
Oh, is she really? Right on. Awesome. Well, perfect then. Perfect. I'll make sure Steve signs them. He'll sign both sets.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. I'll get him in the arm headlock or something.
So, Levi, I have a question for you. You have done a lot of modules too,
Sure.
Is that right?
Yeah. I think I'm at I don't know, 12 or 13.
Wow.
Something like that.
What was
for my own company, but more probably 20 for altogether.
Yep. What was your favorite module to work on?
Oh wow. Gosh. For myself or for another company?
Could be either.
Okay. Gosh. So Frog God Games has a mega module by Casey Christopherson called City of Brass, and I really, really like that module because it's every level. I mean, you can take a character from 0 level if you wanted to, all the way through in the mid to upper 20s. I mean, that's how tough that module gets by the very, very end. It's an incredible feat of writing. Casey was my mentor when I very first started in this this hobby, and when he was the first guy to like let me wet my beak, per se on a project, and he was very, very gracious, and he kind of held my hand through the early stages of writing my own stuff. But that module, I really, really like that mega module. It's because to have something that stretches all those levels and have it still make sense and still work and still be playable,
Yeah.
it's quite a feat. I mean, to be honest, it's a real feat. So I'd have to say City of Brass by Casey Christopherson. That's a
Casey's awesome, man.
Yeah.
He's awesome.
great dude. I mean, I love that guy so much. He's one of my best friends, and if it weren't for him, I wouldn't be writing modules or working on games. He was the guy who said, "Hey, come on in. Let me open the door for you. Introduce you to here's how to print a book. Here's who to hire, and here's what the rates. Here's the what the rates.
We're getting ready. I think we're going to bring back Haunted Highlands. He's been talking to Steve. We're going to upgrade it. We're going to reforge it. Bring that whole setting back out. He just ran some games for us with us at TsunamiCon back in December out in Kansas City. So.
And I mean,
he's killer,
dude. Highly underrated. He has like somewhere over well over at this point, like 120 writing credits on games. Like he's like the unsung hero of so many games. The dude is awesome. I mean, and on top of all that, on top of all his talent, great dude. I mean, family man. He's a teacher in public school. He's awesome. He's just a great dude.
Sure.
So long way around the barn there. That's my answer.
No, we're all excited. Me and Levi both are very excited to be on here. This is fun. This is good. It's really cool.
Phil, did you want to continue?
Yeah, sure. Yeah. Well, we've talked about all the new special guests that were announced. We have many more through, so please either join us here on Friday nights and we'll go over that list, or you can periodically check on the Facebook page and our other social media outlets in order to find out who those folks are as we continue to get deeper and deeper and deeper into the year and closer to page 3. So, we're already 4 months on the backside of the last con, and it'll be here before you know it, quite honestly. I mean, time just marches on. So anyway,
my goodness.
Yeah, it
doesn't crazy. Stop. It's like, it's whatever. I can't wait to walk through
this year's flown.
I was telling my wife earlier, we were talking about it, so I can't wait to walk through those doors at the Hilton again. It's a nice hotel too, by the way. I think it's great for what you guys are utilizing it for. It's perfect. Had a lot of fun last year.
Yep. Okay. A vendor joined last week. It was Pacesetter Games. We want to highlight another really strong supporter of the con from day one, and that's Black Oak Workshop and Craig and the work that he does, producing some fantastic custom dice sets, dice bags, pins, and his very unique Advent dice calendars that he produces. So Craig is just a fantastic individual. If you don't know him, about one of the easiest going guys you'll ever meet. Even if things aren't going the greatest, he just does his best to roll with the punches. And so if you are interested in high quality products, like I just mentioned there, he's been in the game for a long time. Black Oak Workshop. You want to check out their website. I was there earlier this evening just to remind myself of their product lines. And if you are someone that is into dice, there's got to be something on there that's going to kind of tickle your fancy, because his dice are just fantastic. He did the dice for page 1 and page 2, the custom stuff. And he may still have a couple of those sets around. They're very limited in number. If you can still get your hands on them, they are carded and in plastic, so they're not loose. So it's a great collector's item. So again, thanks again to Black Oak Workshop for all your support for Paige. Let's see. Ronan is telling us he would scare us with a separate post if he were to share a picture of him with long hair.
I have encouraged Ronan to send me a photo via Facebook, and I will post it into the chat here. But Phil, one of the things that you and I didn't get cleared up is we talked about announcing a new guest each week on the program, not necessarily with that guest on the program, but just making an announcement of a guest. If
Sure.
you're okay with that, I would like to make that announcement now. But first, I'd like to see if anybody watching, if you want to post any guesses, and we will give away a set or a custom Philadelphia Area Gaming Expo D6 to anybody who guesses who we're going to announce tonight. And why don't we let 2 minutes go by and we'll keep talking, but we'll allow 2 minutes for guesses, and then we'll announce who the new guest is. But while we're talking about that, let's see if anybody on the line knows who I'll announce tonight. And I can tell you Phil doesn't know who's getting announced. So
No idea. Maybe can we give them a little bit of a hint, Ron? Could we say that they're either a new or returning?
they will be a new guest for us this year at Page.
Okay. Yeah. So Mark Gaffney is wondering whether it's Ron Burgundy because he's heard Ron's kind of a big deal.
Kind of a big deal.
Will Levi's garbage pail card be available at Page 3? I think we can get Levi to sign a garbage pail kid card of himself, and we'll put it in the charity auction.
Oh man, that thing is crazy. That thing was nuts.
Yeah. If you don't know what we're talking about, we had shared a pic.
Yeah, my guess is Tom
Levi.
Wilson.
Who was the artist?
So we have
Tom
a Tom Wilson guess is
friend,
the new guest who will be announced
Tony
tonight.
Avina. He is he's an artist for a bunch of different comic companies, but he did Green Lantern for a long time. Are you familiar with the Boys? Garth Ennis.
Yes.
Where's that comic? Hello? Did I lose you?
Hey, Levi, you might need to log out and log back in because you're really chopped up right now.
Oh no.
That Arkansas internet.
Well, it's Southern Maryland. It might as well be Arkansas, but
I think he might have been back. I think
okay,
he might have come
he's
back.
moving
Levi, it
around.
looks like
So we've had a few guesses. We've had Aileen has guessed, or Aileen Reynolds, a.k.a. Alina the Priestess. She has guessed it's Bargle. I can tell you that it's not Bargle. We're going to add Levi back in, and Levi looks a lot better.
Much better. Yeah.
Well, Leo says it's Elisa Teague, but we've already announced her. Tim Decker says it's
Right.
Luke Gygax. No. Mike Merles is a guess. No, that's not who we're announcing tonight. Nor are we announcing Tom Wilson tonight.
Tom Wilson would be awesome.
So,
that dude's amazing.
We'll
Yeah,
see.
he's cool.
We'll see.
Good guy.
Give him another hint. Give him another hint, Ron. Is it a content creator? Is it a designer?
We've got Jason Carl as a
Is
suggestion. Ding, ding, ding. We
It's
have
gonna
a
be
winner.
I think.
We have a winner. We have a winner. Somebody has guessed the correct.
There it is.
It's Eric Mona.
Yeah.
Hey, there we go.
Oh.
Who's incorrectly identified as a publisher, but that's okay. We'll we'll beat our marketing person about the head and torso until she gets it right.
I just played
But
the game
Eric
with him
Moda,
not too long ago.
listen, Eric
Good guy.
Mona, he's been around forever, going back to, he was probably one of the most prolific RPGA tournament writers out
yeah.
there in the 90s. And, it's always good to see those who put in the work on that level turn out to, get the work on the upper levels as well. So that's really great.
Mm-hmm.
Now I just have to figure out how to stop sharing my screen. There we go. Stop sharing.
Who was that again? It was Troy. Troy.
Yep, it was Troy. And what happened to Levi? Levi's gone.
Allen.
He's just a gray box. Huh. We had a guest. We had a guest here of Tom Wam as well. I don't think Tom travels too far. So,
Yes.
yeah, I don't think we're going to be seeing him at Page anytime soon. But we're happy to have, there's Levi. He's back. Now, well, his room is back. I don't know where Levi is. Levi's disappeared. It's the mystery of the disappearing Levi Combs. But, all right. So we're very happy to have Eric Mona with us. Maybe we'll put him front and center to talk about what happened with Paizo last year with the organized play games. But there he is.
Sorry,
There he
fix my
is.
internet.
He's back. He had to go fix the internet. That's code for he was in the bathroom. All right, Phil, you want to take us to the end, and then we'll let our guests and Jen say a few last words.
Sure. So typically at the end of an episode for Friday Night Live, we are open to hearing from anybody in the audience that has any questions, specific questions, to either us about the con in general, or if you would like to ask a specific question that you have not yet already of our guests this evening, now would be the time. Yeah, I know I saw one question kind of slide by that I did want to kind of mention. Let's see if I can find it again. Yeah, Mark asked about our Discord server. Yes. Like the way that I feel about it on a con Discord server, you're going to see a lot more activity as you get closer to the convention. It just kind of works that way. So if you think that it's a little slow right now, that's kind of the way that I think about it is kind of normal. People are reading it. I get all the messages. Ron gets all the messages. So if you got specific messages, it is monitored consistently every day by us, but people will begin to chatter on there much more readily as we get closer to the con. So let's see.
Yeah, and I answered that question as well in the chat.
Oh, I didn't see it.
Yeah, admittedly, our Discord channel, it's a work in progress too. And a lot of
Sure.
that's on me because I'm just not that comfortable with the interface. I'm an old guy, and new things. Not that Discord is new, but it's new for me. Take me a little while to warm up to them.
Mm-hmm. All right. Let's see. Troy's asking, what time does setup start on Wednesday?
For vendors, it's one thing. For folks setting up in the gaming hall, it'll be something else. So, not determined yet.
Okay. Chet's asking if Jen is going to Rising Phoenix. Do you mean Ron's Jen or Jen Glazer?
I think the answer is no on both of those, but I don't want to speak for Jen Glazer, but I think it's unlikely she's headed up there.
Yeah.
I'll be there though.
Okay.
Yeah, I can't. I unfortunately can't go. I've got some work related stuff. I'd love to go. You know, love Scott, but I just can't break away to get up there. I looked at every way possible to do it, and I can't.
Yeah, those of us that go to a lot of conventions, sometimes it is a matter of picking and choosing. Unfortunately,
Yes, sir. It really is.
It's just, yeah, and I'm starting to really look more closely at the Gen Con stuff, as that stuff's going to be coming out really, so like the wish list and the events and all that kind of stuff. So I have to plan for that. Chuck, yeah, and Chuck he's shaking his head because he doesn't want to think about it.
We won't go have that conversation, but I don't. In fact, where we bought that land now to build the new place, I want to have to clear some room because there's no way we can do cons while we're moving the whole facility, the whole office and everything. So,
yeah.
Anyway.
And just speak to that. I don't think we mentioned it earlier. I know we're trying to wrap up here, but really exciting news. If you didn't hear, folks, Troll Lord Games just purchased some real estate down in Arkansas to build what they're calling, quote, the factory, in where that's what the email said anyway. To do more publishing, their own publishing within the United States. As we all know about these pressures that the gaming industry is having with tariffs or what have you, Troll Lord has been publishing their products through U.S.-based sources for years now. And the idea is to, and Chuck, you tell me if I'm getting any of this wrong, the idea is to expand that footprint from Troll Lord's perspective in order to service their own products, but potentially work with others.
Yeah, I mean,
and so that I find
we've had a print shop for about 20 years, I guess, something like that. But it's just soft cover. We did hardback for a couple of years, probably about 5 years or 6 years early on in the old days, after the OG and all that stuff. And then we settled in with Walsworth, which is one of the largest yearbook printers in the country. They do a lot of other books too as well, and the quality's just through the roof. So we've stuck with them. They've been good with us, but there's been a lot of crazy stuff going on the last couple of years, and we've been talking about. We've always been talking about expanding anyway, because we used to do a lot of printing for other folks and stuff. And over the years, we've done printing for frogs and other people too. We used to do some of the cons. We do the convention guides and that kind of stuff, and just whatever. We've done stuff for years, but we've kind of gotten away from it. I guess in probably the last 10 years or so, as things shift in the industry and things change. But now we've got this going on, and everybody's upset about it, worried about it, and we've been looking for a reason to expand. And what a better way than to serve our fellow, our friends in the industry, the gamers, the publishers, everybody. Make it easier on everybody across the board if we can. And that's our goal, really, is to try to be able to serve our customers better, and also to help other folks serve their customers better, their fans and whatnot.
That's really exciting.
I mean, who knows? We're talking about a couple of things. We're talking about, we'll see what happens. We may go back to hardback books. We're looking at that again too. We're looking at maybe even building a dice manufacturing processing plant and just doing resin dice in the U.S. We're talking about it. And it's a big step, but I think there's a need for it. Finally, I think there's a need. I think people.
There's definitely a need for it.
There is. So we're just the biggest scare. Anytime you do anything like this, you always have to worry about, you step out there, you spend the money, and then nothing. That's the big. It's always a gamble, but anytime you're in business, it's a gamble, right? So it's kind of one of those things you have to kind of. You have to make the right decision, I guess, or whatever, But I'm very excited about it because it's a good time for our company. We've been around 26 years, but man, we're really growing now, and it's a good time to be a gamer. I'm excited about it. So.
Well, speaking as a dice goblin, I'd love to see that happen.
I get in so much trouble. My granddaughter's got 4 or 5 sets of Zips dice, Craig's dice here already. Every time he has some sort of a Kickstarter or something, she wants a set. So I get her a set. She likes those the cat ones, the kitty clack ones, or whatever they are. We got all kinds of nuts here.
Yeah, I have a friend that loves duck dice.
Yeah, she's been getting me sets of those, and then this last year for my birthday, she got me a dinosaur set. All these duck dice, and then I got dinosaurs. So, pretty cool. But yeah, so that's pretty much where we're at with all that. I'm glad you asked that, Phil, because we hadn't even talked about that. But yeah, that's really a big thing for us. We do a lot of stuff already. Like we try to recycle. We have a very strong program for schools and libraries and nonprofit organizations that do stuff for children and youth, and we even do some ministry work and supply books to prisons and that kind of stuff. We try to do a lot of outreach that way. We have a huge veterans discount. If you're in theater, you get everything for free. You don't care. But if you're not, and you're still a veteran, it's at least 50% off. We do that. We do lots of stuff.
You also supply materials to school groups as well, because my group.
Oh, that's right. Yeah.
Package. Yeah. So generously donated by you. So
I'm real excited about the starter kit when we get it out. The new starter kit's coming out, I think, in May. We had a little flub up. There's always a flub with boxes or art or something. My God. But I think we'll have them out. We'll be able to do the pre-orders into May, and then I'm going to look at maybe that program, redesigning it to offer that set in as well, because I think that's a good thing to kind of introduce people, and that kind of goes along. And I mean, having all of the books is great too, but being able to do both is good. Oh, we have a new guest.
No, that's the long anticipated.
That's Ronan. Oh, that's Ronan. That's
pick.
Wild. Ronan, you're beautiful. Well, you already were beautiful, but that's awesome. That's wild.
Man,
that is great.
I think that was.
So, you think what?
I think that's an audition photo for the Guns N' Roses biopic.
Listen, if you think
where he's auditioning for Slash.
If you think Ronan's beautiful, wait until you see this gem. Keep going, keep talking.
Right. Yeah, Dave Johnson's on there. He says, "Is that Slash?" That's what I thought. I thought it was. Obviously,
Slash had joined the chat.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah. So I want Ronan. If Ronan's still on, Ronan, you need to be playing "Sweet Child of Mine" on that ukulele next year. That's what I want. That's what I want. I want to hear.
If you think Ronan was pretty,
oh my God,
that's funny.
I have that just for these kind of occasions.
I'm gonna make sure none of my shit ever gets out there for you. Thank God my Facebook got shut down. You'd have had a field day.
Ronan saying it might happen. Yeah. Hey, or Ronan, I mean, if you can play some GNR, play me some Patience on the ukulele or anything like that.
It's funny. I venture to guess that our convention is the only convention that actually owns a dedicated ukulele.
I would take that bet any day.
Oh boy! I see we got Dave Johnson with us. We've had a couple other people log in quickly here.
Yeah, I did want to say hi to my friend Dave Rosser. Dave is one of my good con buddies that I hang out with at cons. We just were at Gary Con together. So Dave, thanks for logging in. It's really nice to see you. And I said hi to Scott McGregor earlier, another con friend. So really great turnout tonight.
Yeah.
Well, I don't know about the rest of you folks, but we've been on here now. This is probably the longest stream we've done.
Ron said it'll be 30 minutes,
which
is fine.
And we are consistent. We are consistently having our highest numbers, even right now, of any stream that we've had. We've got Joe Pizaruzzo online. Ignatius is with us. This has been This has been great. And I hope everybody has liked and subscribed to us on YouTube, because that's so important as we
Wow.
continue to do this. And we have a lot of fun with it. We have a lot of fun with it, and we're it's not just about promoting the convention. We're all gaming enthusiasts who participate in this. So, Jen, do you have any last thoughts before we wind this up?
Yeah, Page is amazing, and if you haven't purchased tickets yet, you totally should, because you'll have a wonderful time.
That's good. Rumor has it there's a hospitality suite this year.
What? Well,
Rumor has it.
Yeah, that was a little bit of a mic drop, I think.
We'll leave you with that, and we'll try to do a better job of knowing who our guests are for the following week's episodes, and moving forward.
Some of them probably need to fill out their surveys.
Well, actually, we're up to 76 completed surveys, believe it or
I'm
not.
just talking about me and Steve. I feel so bad.
Well,
Ed's going to get me. He's going to get me when he gets back from Tokyo. So,
Do you know who?
Dave's asking what happens in the hospitality suite.
It stays in the hospitality suite.
Oh.
Yeah. What happens in the hospitality suite?
We're going to bring Jen Glazer into the
right.
hospitality suite and have biomedical cleanup ready in case she stabs somebody. So it'll be all
that's
right.
good. You're looking out for folks. That's good.
Do you know who's going to be on next week?
I don't. My promise is that we'll announce starting next week. We'll start announcing who the two guests are.
Well, we know one's confirmed.
Oh, that's true. We do know one of the guests. That is true. Do you want to go ahead and announce that?
Yeah. So one of the folks that'll be joining us next week will be Jeff McAleer from thegaminggang.com. Cool. So if you wanna hang out with Jeff and see what he has to say, and in the meantime, if you're unfamiliar with Jeff, you gotta check out the website plus the YouTube channel. He is he really knows his way around the YouTube and stuff, and his website's really great as well. So Jeff will be with us. The other person, we will figure that out as the week progresses.
Oh yeah, Jeff's great. He does. We work with him a little bit. Sometimes he'll do some review copies for us, and we work together at some cons before.
Mm-hmm.
He's a great guy. Very knowledgeable.
Yeah, he just did a review of Troll Lord. Of Castle Crusade Reforged, I think last week.
That's cool.
Let's try to secure our other guests for next week now, real quick. We've got Ronan Wong on the line. Ronan, are you available next Friday?
Bring your ukulele, Ronan.
And more importantly, if you're not available next Friday night, is your lovely wife available to come on next Friday night with us?
Tick.
It's because
tick.
No, he's asking permission, is what he's doing.
Yeah, he's got
to go to the boss and make sure it's okay to come on.
How it works.
And Jen, thank you. The last 2 weeks, you've done a great job. If you want to also come on next Friday, even though Ed's back, we'll move Ed to. Yes. So our two guests next week are going to be Ronan Wong and Jeff McAleer.
Jeff.
And but Jen, if you'd like to come on and join us next Friday, if you can make it, we'd love to still have you. We'll just move Ed over to the fourth chair.
Sure.
And we'll put you in the third chair, and then eventually we'll have like Indian leg wrestling over who gets to be the third chair and fourth chair. How's that sound?
Sounds like a plan.
I think you can take them. I'm confident.
I don't know about that.
Yeah. He's a gentle giant. NFL draft is next
Uh-oh.
Thursday,
shit.
Friday, and Saturday. So where's Scott McGregor from?
Green Bay,
What do
Wisconsin.
you care about the draft? They're not going anywhere.
I knew that was coming.
You know why?
He's getting predictable, Phil. He's getting
You know why, right, Scott? Because the EAGLES Eagles are still in the NFC. So, you can't do anything about that. Green Bay.
Right. Yeah. Anyway, well, Ron, I think it's time for us to say goodbye to all of our friends out there in YouTube land and Facebook land. And thanks everyone for joining us. We really do appreciate your support. Chuck, thank you for
Thanks
joining
having me
us,
on.
and Jen
Really,
as well.
thanks. Really, big guy.
Yes. And Levi, with his internet issues, he was with us for a good long bit there, but he had to go because it was a little too jittery. So anyway, friends, next Friday again.
Scott.
Next Friday again. We will.
13
bringing
time
the Packers pain here.
13-time champ. Are we going back to? We're going back to the 60s. Is that what we're doing? Okay. Well,
60. It probably is longer than that, actually.
let's,
Anyway,
just one last reminder.
we'll see everybody later.
One last reminder.
Oh, okay.
Subscribe to our YouTube channel, please. It's up there on the screen. Super important. And thank you to those who've subscribed tonight. We're almost up to 160 subscribers now, so we're growing pretty steadily, and that's good.
Yeah, growth is good.
It is indeed. Well, friends, have a great Saturday and a great Easter Sunday. So,
Yeah.
see
Good night,
everybody next week.
everybody.
Good night.